one. This one is May June 2020 paper 4 variant 1. We'll discuss the organic chemistry question from this paper. Normally the last question is from organic chemistry. So one part is there, as you can see in this one. When propane 1-ol, which is an alcohol, is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid as a catalyst, unsaturated hydrocarbon with a molecular mass of 42 is formed. And one other product is there. What is meant by unsaturated hydrocarbon? Unsaturated hydrocarbon means the hydrocarbon which contain carbon-carbon double bond, or there's a double bond between the carbon atoms. So the hydrocarbon which contain carbon-carbon double bond, we call that as unsaturated hydrocarbon. Write a chemical equation for this reaction. So if it is propane 1-ol, basically it is opposite. If propane 1-ol is there, what will be the formula of propanol? The general formula for alcohol is CN H2N plus 1 OH. This is the general formula for alcohol. So if it is prop means 3 carbon, N is equals to 3. So what is the formula of propanol? It will be C3 H3 multiplied by 2, 6 plus 1, 7. So C3H7 OH. So the formula for propanol is C3H7 OH. And they mention when it is heated, it turns into unsaturated hydrocarbon. Unsaturated hydrocarbon means it becomes alkene. So what is the formula of alkene? If it is propanol, the formula will be it will produce propene. So what is the formula for propene? Prop means 3 carbons, so C3 and H6 plus, and other product. What other product will be there? It will have water molecule, so H2O. And name the unsaturated hydrocarbon. So what is unsaturated hydrocarbon? That is propene. So both ways it is possible, like alcohol can produce alkene and steam or water, or alkene plus steam will give us alcohol. This question 5, ethanol manufactured by 2 different processes. For each process, name the organic reactant and state the type of reaction. So how we can prepare this alcohol or ethanol? One is by fermentation, another one is by reaction of steam with ethene. So organic reactant in fermentation, you can mention fermentation first, or you can mention the second reaction, addition reaction, afterwards. So the reactant here, if the type of a reaction I'm writing fermentation, and the second reaction, addition of a water, is called hydration. So organic reactant for fermentation, we use a sugar or a glucose, and organic reactant, we use ethene. Ethene plus steam give ethanol, and the fermentation of a sugar solution will also give ethanol. Alcohol can be oxidized to form carboxylic acid. Name a suitable oxidizing agent. You have to memorize this oxidizing agent always. The oxidizing agent to convert alcohol into carboxylic acid is acidified. Acidified means it contains acid. So acidified potassium. Yes, you can write glucose there, sugar or a glucose. Acidified potassium manganate 7. So this will always be an oxidizing agent which convert alcohol to carboxylic acid. Then alcohols are partially oxidized to form aldehyde. This is another type of a compound. And aldehydes are homologous series of organic compounds. In O levels, you don't have to learn specifically about aldehyde. This is just an information they provide. So partial oxidation is achieved by reacting alcohol with oxidizing agent in a distillation apparatus. As you can see, name the apparatus A. What we call this apparatus A. So this is called a condenser, or we say Liebig condenser. On a diagram, use one arrow to show where the water enters. So always the cold water enter from the bottom and it moves through the jacket of a condenser and remove the heat energy from the vapors. So always the arrow inside the water will enter, which is a coolant, used as a coolant, and then that will take the energy from the vapors. The table shows some information about aldehydes. Deduce the journal formula of aldehyde. So like different aldehydes are given, we have to deduce the journal formula. Look, if carbon is 1, hydrogen is 2, and oxygen is 1. If carbon is 2, hydrogen is 4, oxygen is 1. If carbon is 3, hydrogen is 6, oxygen is 1. So there is a pattern. What is the pattern here? That the number of the hydrogen are always twice as compared to number of carbon. So if the number of carbon are n, the number of hydrogen will be 2n. And what about number of oxygen? The number of oxygen is 1 for all of them. So using different molecular formulas, we generalize or we make a journal formula. Like using a molecular formula, we generalize that always the number of hydrogen are double as compared to number of carbon. So we have to complete this table. Completing a table was the first part, but I was explaining the idea. That's why I did not answer this first. So 2 carbon ethanol, 3 carbon propanol. So 1 carbon means it should be meth. And because it's an aldehyde, so it is N-al, so methanol. And butanol, but means 4 carbons, so it will be C4. How many hydrogen should be there? Number of hydrogen are twice, so H8 and O. So the formula for butanol will be C4H8O only. Then this is name. What is the name given to a reactive part of organic molecule? The structure formula of aldehyde ethanol is given. In organic chemistry, the reactive part of a molecule is called a functional group. For example, when carbon-carbon double bond is there, so this is a reactive part, we say the functional group is alkene. If carbon attached with oxygen, so the reactive part, we call that as alcohol. Functional group is alcohol. So the reactive part of a molecule is known as a functional group. We have to complete a dot and cross diagram according to the figure. So between carbon and hydrogen, there's a single bond. So hydrogen, carbon, single bond. Then here also single bond, single bond. Between the 2 carbon atoms, single bond. So pair of electron. Between oxygen and carbon, there's a double bond. So there will be a double bond or 2 pairs. And between carbon and hydrogen, there will be a single bond. Then propanol belongs to a homologous series called a ketone. Ketones have a C double bonded with O. Aldehyde, but the C double bonded with O is not at the end. Propanol has the same molecular formula as propanol. Name the term used to describe the molecule with a different structure but same molecular formula. What we call them as isomers. Isomers have same molecular formula but different structure. Then suggest a structure of propanol. So as they mentioned here, like here it is propanol. This is ethanol. So propanol, they mentioned C double bonded with O is not at the end. So 3 carbon atoms are there because we want to draw the structure of propanol. So prop means 3 carbon. First we'll draw 3 carbon. And they mention propanol belongs to a homologous series called a ketone, and they have C double bonded with O, same as aldehyde, but that is not at the end. So the C double bonded with O cannot be with the left hand carbon or cannot be with the right hand carbon. It is always at the center for ketones. And then we have to complete a structure. So put hydrogen, 1, 2, and 3 hydrogen here, and 1, 2, and 3 hydrogen here. So this will be the structure of propanol. Why I did not draw C double bonded with O at the last? As they mentioned here in the information, that the C double bonded with O, which is present in a ketone, cannot be at the end. It is always at the center.